Hello, my amigos here on YouTube. I'm out here on this bike path under this pretty overcast day, here to talk to you about a big breakthrough I made, like over these past month or so, like in my own life. And what it is it really is like taking it one step at a time, or being realistic and easy on yourself. Because the problem I've always kind of had for these past couple of years is I'll get I'll read something on the internet, or I'll watch a video. I'll just think something while I'm alone and bored, and then it'll be like I'll get in the mindset like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do this. Like, I'm gonna change right now, today. Like, here I go. And a lot of the times I'll literally get up and go outside or something to go and change, quote unquote. But every time I set off on one of these little mini adventures to make my life better, I always come back and I wasn't satisfied. I didn't do anything. I'm just back to where I started. Maybe I tried to look it up, but I didn't know what I was looking up. And when I did look it up, probably just went oh, this is too complicated, or it's not for me. And that always happens to me. I'll get I'll want to do something, and so then I'll set off to do something, but what am I doing? I don't know. And if I do know what I want to do, I don't do anything effective to get there. So the breakthrough that I made is making it very simple for yourself and really not rushing into it. Not acting on your emotion, but really sitting there and thinking it through. Because I know now that what I was doing is if I felt determined, that's what I would act on. Not actual reason and planning. I was going off of my feelings. And I do that for many things. It's hard to control for a lot of people. If you get mad, you might say something out of anger. If you're happy, you might just go do something. Being happy isn't a bad one, but you know what I mean. And so that's what I was doing. But I've kind of been getting into the idea of gradually improving something, or gradually doing things, rather than all at once bulk, expecting yourself to do it. If you ate horribly and you weighed a lot, let's say, and so you decided one day, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to get skinny right now. Here I go. And so you try and change your entire diet to always be healthy, work out 5 days a week, and you just make up the workout as you go. Of course you're going to make excuses and slack off, and eventually it'll die off, all your motivation. Because you just kind of rushed in there. You acted on your impulse to improve, but you didn't act on your underlying desire to improve. So instead of your thought process being all right, look, I want to lower my weight and eat healthier, so how am I going to get there? What's my target? What can I do every day, little by little, to help myself and do myself some favors? That's better, rather than just going I'm done with all this. I hate eating brownies every day, or I hate all these meals I eat. I'm tired of being inactive. And so then you get up, but you're well, what else do I eat, or what do I do to be active? That's my workout example for my thought process with many. That's my process with many things. It's it doesn't work without a plan. If you want to be the president, you wouldn't just look up how to be the president and then, well, actually that's if you didn't plan it, that's what you would do. I want to be the president, so you look up how to be president. And you're you gotta, I don't know, it helps to have Congress experience, and you gotta campaign, and it's very complicated. And then so yeah, you easily give up, because it's well, this is super gargantuan of a task. How am I going to do this? But instead, if you go all right, My plan is to be the president. Now, the overarching goals for me are, I want to have some Congress or Senate experience. I want to get an insight into the president's life, and so then you break up your large goal, becoming president, into individual goals, and you break those up into little steps you can do every day. Like maybe every day you can practice giving a speech, or I don't know, practice like writing a bit of a law, look at policies you don't like, things like that. Another example would be learning a language. You wouldn't just rush in there and like read classic French literature if you wanted to learn French. Like, no, you start by, learning some vocab little by little, learning some phrases little by little, then introducing yourself to grammar, and so on and so on. Then eventually you try speaking it. And like, it's a big process. Like, that's why in school it takes maybe like 4 years to like become familiar enough with the language that you can speak it. And like, what do they do in school? Well, they teach you a couple things, like have you do exercises with it, and then test you on it. Then they move on to the next. And by the time they move on to the next, you're expected to have understood the first. It's the same thing with what I'm talking about, like goals and setting expectations for yourself. It's like if you start with little things, like all those little things will add up. Like taking the stairs instead of an elevator, or maybe once a day, like practicing typing some code, like if you're learning programming, or like look up another keyword for a programming language that you want to learn, like every day, little by little. And that's what it boils down to, what I'm talking about for this video. It's like I'm trying to, or I am, like, making it easy on myself, like not just acting on my impulse to change, quote unquote, instead being like, all right, well, I know what I want, but I'm not just gonna go out there and like do it. Like, not just gonna have these random spikes of motivation. It's like, no, if you really want to do this, then let's sit down and get this worked out. Like, what's a little 1% thing you can do every day? What's a little habit that you can work towards changing every day? So that's what's been on my mind. That's my little life objective for the moment. And that's what I came here to talk to you about. Well, actually, I came here to work out, but this was a little side thing. So I'm gone now. I'll see you. Bye-bye.